Hi, PerspectiveWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Tuesday, February 9th. An active weather pattern continues today and it looks like right through the weekend and well into next week as well. There's plenty of cold air around the nation with the brunt of the cold air right now across the northern U.S., the central part of the nation. Certainly enough cold air to feed into the Mid-Atlantic region with any one of these systems coming up over the next several days. And we get very cold here, it looks like, too, in the Mid-Atlantic region by the latter part of the weekend or the early part of next week. There's a relatively weak system that's impacting the Mid-Atlantic region today. Snow is primarily in areas confined to north of the Mason-Dixon line. Maybe a little bit of sleet and rain to the south and east of the Pennsylvania-Maryland border. That pushes out tonight. And then we have a kind of a long duration event, a complicated event coming from, let's say, late Wednesday into the morning hours on Friday. That event could actually turn out to be the biggest snowfall of the year in general for the DC metro region. It looks a little bit more confined to the south of the Mason-Dixon line, with its biggest impact potentially across DC as compared with New York City, for example, Philadelphia, somewhere in the middle. It's a complicated event, and we'll focus in on that over the next several minutes. But for right now, let's look at today's activity. Radar shows some rain, maybe a bit of freezing rain. Temperatures not far from freezing. And certainly around the DC metro region right now is escaping that band of precipitation. It's a good thing because temperatures are in and around the freezing mark right now, but it certainly can be a little spotty shower of rain or freezing rain over the next hour or two in the DC metro region. Meanwhile, all of this from West Virginia up across Pennsylvania is in the form of snow. Maybe some snow shower activity moving into the Philadelphia metro region later this morning into the afternoon. Certainly can be mixed with sleet and rain at times. A coating is possible. Farther to the north, let's say from the Lehigh Valley up across northern New Jersey into New York City, can be an inch or two, maybe at the top 3 inches possible, 1 to 3 inch band across east central Pennsylvania, northeastern Pennsylvania, again upstate New Jersey and into the New York City metro region from this initial system that we're dealing with today and early tonight. Well, let's kind of take a bigger picture look right now, looking at North America. The 500 millibar height anomalies forecasted by the ensemble run of the European model from last night. This is the forecast for tonight, a 24-hour forecast. First of all, very, very strong blocking pattern continues up across northern Canada, Greenland, right in this region right here, and it is causing some tremendous high pressure at the surface. We'll see in a moment here the surface map. Record-breaking high pressure actually over Alaska this morning. Just a tremendous high pressure system in this region associated with this block. Meanwhile, we have a cold upper level low situated over the southern part of Canada, northern U.S., and a warmer ridge, the old southeastern ridge setting up over the southeast U.S. and extending to the southwestern part of the Atlantic Ocean. This area right in here, this is kind of the battle zone area in between the very, very cold air to the north and west and the warmer air to the south and east. And we'll have multiple waves of energy pushing along at a quick clip here in this zonal flow in this area, right, basically from west to east. And they're actually, this second half of the week event is really going to come in 2 waves, Wednesday night into Thursday morning, and then Thursday night into Friday morning. There's a possibility that that last wave there, the Thursday night into Friday morning, becomes the strongest system, potentially producing the most snow, for example, let's say in the northern Virginia area, Maryland, D.C. metro region, maybe all the way up into the southern part of Pennsylvania as well. But this is the overall pattern that we're dealing with right now, and it won't change anytime too soon. Again, a ridge trying to pop up, and is popped up already across the southeastern part of the nation, but a deep kind of a polar vortex, a piece of the polar vortex situated over the southern part of Canada, the northern U.S. Well, I wanted to show the forecast map for this evening for the North America region here from last night's European ensemble run. This is the point I want to emphasize right here. This is just a tremendous, a record-breaking high-pressure system. It says 1067 for the forecast for this evening, and it already has set a record for the highest pressure in a particular part of Alaska earlier today. Whenever you have strong high pressure sitting over northern Canada this time of the year, it certainly acts to push very cold air down into southern Canada and the northern U.S. And again, this region from Montana all the way across the northern plains, the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, just intense cold here over the next several days. Again, largely as a result of that tremendous blocking in the upper part of the atmosphere over northern Canada, Greenland, and that's resulting in tremendous surface high pressure, again pushing cold air from the high latitudes to the middle latitudes. Well, now let's take a look at the 500 millibar vorticity field going forward using the Canadian model from last night at 0Z. And one of the things we'll note here is that each wave that comes by tends to be kind of a fast mover and not all that intense. That's why it's a complicated forecast. The timing is more difficult when things are moving along at a quick pace, and because there's so many waves here, it certainly makes it more difficult for the models to handle, and it makes the overall forecast a little bit more complicated as well. This is the wave we're dealing with today, again causing snow north of the Mason-Dixon line. Not a lot, maybe a coating to a half inch or so in southeastern PA, maybe 1 to 3 inches from Lehigh Valley, the Poconos, northern New Jersey, into New York City. No snow across D.C., but could be a touch of freezing rain for the next hour or so, and then a spotty, light, plain rain shower later in the day. Now let's move forward here. That kicks on out of here tonight. And then by Wednesday morning, we're starting to see, again, kind of a strung out area of energy here with a little bit more of an intense wave sitting way back here over the southwestern part of the nation. And again, it looks like there may be kind of 2 waves of precipitation with this second half of the week event. So overall, long duration event, but kind of separated in 2 waves. Wednesday night into Thursday morning, and then maybe Thursday night into Friday morning. Let's move forward here. Here we are now by Wednesday evening. Here's that initial wave of energy. It's a cold pattern too, all the way down in D.C. metro region. Looks like primarily in the form of snow, even down in the D.C. metro region, and some snow all the way up into the southern part of Pennsylvania. Whether it makes it all the way into New York City, a little bit unclear right now. And again, that'll be basically from Wednesday night into Thursday morning. And it tends to kind of suppress things a little bit to the south, maybe during the midday and afternoon hours on Thursday. I'm talking about the band of precipitation. May get kind of squashed a little bit farther to the south, a little bit of a break in the action from Wednesday night, Thursday morning to the next round. That is partly as a result of this stronger wave out here by the time we get into Thursday morning. That pushes off to the north and east, and a little bit more of a look to it here in terms of the overall upper level energy field for the second half of that system from late Thursday into the day on Friday, right in this region right here. Again, accumulating snow more likely down across the northern Virginia, Maryland, D.C. metro region as compared with, let's say, New York City. Again, Philadelphia is somewhere in the middle. And as I said up front, this could turn out to be the most snow for the region-wide area of D.C. From late Wednesday into Friday. They've had snow, but it's been kind of in generally well to the north and west of the district. Places like Prince George County and Arundel County, far less than out by Dulles or Loudoun County, for example. But this could be more of a region-wide snow event from late Wednesday into Friday for the D.C. metro region. Then we go into the upcoming weekend, and there's additional waves of energy that we'll have to look at. Certainly a threat exists for snow or ice or even rain over the upcoming weekend, and those threats will continue into next week as well. Well, let's wrap up with the surface forecast maps from the 0Z run of the Canadian model overnight. And here's our initial wave of impacting the area today. Again, a little bit of freezing rain south, just to the south and east of D.C. For the next hour or two, and that band of showers moving off from the southwest to the northeast. All snow north of the Pennsylvania-Maryland border, and that moves rather quickly. Rain from southern Jersey across the D.C. area. Not a lot of rain, just a few scattered showers, plain rain showers, but maybe an inch or two, maybe 3 at the tops across the Poconos, Lehigh Valley, New York City metro region, northern New Jersey, a coating possible in Philly. That kicks on out of here by early tonight, and then we have kind of a bit of a break in the action here. High pressure and cold on Wednesday, and then we get into the late day or early evening hours right here. And that next wave, this is the Wednesday night, Thursday morning now, part of the second half of the week event here, with what looks like primarily snow, even in the D.C. metro region and all the way up across Pennsylvania into the overnight hours on Wednesday night into Thursday, maybe even a little bit heavier snow. Certainly cannot rule out a mix with some sleet, freezing rain, especially just south of the D.C. metro region. Snow all the way up into the northeastern PA, northern New Jersey, and into the New York City metro region. Then that tends to get kind of suppressed during the latter part of the morning, maybe midday hours. High pressure kind of builds in, cold high pressure over the southeastern part of Canada. Tends to suppress that area, even dissipates a little bit of a break in the action midday, early afternoon. Then we have that next wave coming for Thursday night, Friday morning, maybe the strongest of the next few, strongest wave of the next few. Here we go again. Maybe a more significant snow possibility for the D.C. metro region. This is now Thursday evening, and it'll have a difficult time making it all the way up into Pennsylvania. Certainly a difficult time making it up into New York. We'll have to monitor that trend over the next day or two. But all snow down across the D.C. metro region, all the way down into the southeastern part of Virginia, according to this particular run of the Canadian model here. Very strong cold high pressure to the north, but again, this could turn out to be the most widespread accumulating snow event for the D.C. metro region from later Friday into the morning hours, from later Wednesday into the morning hours on Friday. And here we go, by Friday midday, low pressure off the North Carolina coastline. That pulls away, and then all bets are off right now for the upcoming weekend. It certainly looks like some cold, and there's possibility of some more wintry weather to deal with by the second half of the weekend, in particular Saturday night, Sunday time frame, and the threats will continue into next week as well. We just have to take each system one at a time here. So today's event produces snow north of the Pennsylvania-Maryland border, maybe an inch or two from Lehigh Valley to the Poconos to New York City, northern New Jersey, maybe a coating down across the Philly metro region, can be mixed with sleet and freezing rain. South of the Pennsylvania-Maryland border, all in the form of rain, could freeze on some surfaces over the next hour or two, just to the south and east of D.C. And then we'll deal with the second half of the week event. Comes in two waves, Wednesday night, Thursday morning, Thursday night, Friday morning. Could be the most snow of the year so far for the region as a whole in D.C. in that time period, and some accumulating snow all the way up in Pennsylvania as well. New York City on the northern fringes of it, and we'll monitor all of these trends over the next day or two. That's it for now. For PerspectiveWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.